Hey guys, welcome back to the Stackin with Stack podcast. I have a special guest today. I got Dr. Jodee in the building with me today, and she's doing an entrepreneur interview today, guys. It's going to be epic, real epic today. And she's a part of the XP Mentor. She's really close to me, and she's about to go in today about, her new book, her new release, and everything she's got going on. So, Dr. Jodee, if you're in the building, can you please introduce yourself and tell my audience what you do and what's going on, Dr. Jodee? Thank you for coming by. It's over to you.
Hey, Stack. I tell you what, when I can be with Stack, I would be packing, I would be stacking, I would be doing anything with you. You are one of my favorite people on planet Earth. The younger generation that's taking their message to the world long after I'm out gone. I'm Dr. Jodee Bear. I am known as America's top foundational health coach. For 43 years, I've been teaching people about spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial health to the absolute amazingness. And it amazes me. 30,000 clients of mine have achieved over 1 million pounds of toxic fat loss. And in the COVID era, Zach, over 3,000 have regained, reclaimed, and restarted their health. Because no food that tastes as good as health feels. But you know what? The important thing, the next weight loss, the next health reclaimed can be yours, because the body is a miracle-making machine. It can and will heal itself.
Look, I got Dr. Jodee in here. I told y'all Dr. Jodee was going to come in hot. She's coming in like a new Lambo, right? Like, Dr. Jodee, I got a couple questions for you. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Thank you for being a part of everything. So, Dr. Jodee, I got a question for you. My first question on the podcast for you is, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur, and what are your long-term goals for your business, Jodee? Can you please get into this and break it down? It's on you. Let's get into it.
I will break it down like that machine gun, because I am a girl that was born and raised in Montana. I'm like Annie Oakley. I know how to shoot a gun. And I became an entrepreneur because I decided that I wanted to be paid what I was worth rather than the job was worth. But I didn't know it at the beginning. You see, as a young expectant mother, I was off duty. I was a Delta Airlines flight attendant. I was not able to fly, and I found out I was expecting. I walked in to my first meeting with LeLache League International because I knew that I wanted to give my son the best part and start in life, and that was with the breast milk is the best milk. I walked into that room, Stack, and they had two food groups in that dining room table for refreshments. They were additives and preservatives. Wow. I said,
They had two groups, Jodee? It was only two of them?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. They didn't have celery. They had brownies. They had nachos. I'm going, I looked at somebody and Stack, you know me. That's how we get along so well, even being 69 3/4 and you being not even 30. Okay, let me tell you something. We get along just fine because we go in, we tell our mind. And I said to this group, I said, so we're putting this into this, and I kind of pointed at my little belly like this. And guess what I said? I said, I would do something about it. And this woman said, what I need to do is this. I need to go ahead and build something out of this. I said, I need to do something about this. And this woman walked up to me and she said, well, why don't you do something about it? You know why? Because she was the vice president of LeLache League International. And I had put my foot in my mouth, but guess what? I put my foot where my desire was, because I created the protocols 43 years ago that LeLache League International still uses for their unborn pregnant mothers that are carrying their unborns, I should say, and for mothers that are breastfeeding. To this day, it's still used. And I got my health coaching certification, and I went ahead, as my husband was interrupting our podcast. He's so funny. He handed me 2 French fries. Zach, do you think this is going in my mouth? No.
Gotta get those French fries in, Jodee. What you
doing? So here I am, and yes, I did do that. But the most important thing that I want to say about entrepreneurship, if you feel it in your passion, and I said it right, Zach, if you feel it in your passion, where does your passion come from? Your heart. Don't listen to your brain. Feel your passion. Feel your passion in your heart. Feel it where it is, because it is never wrong. and just go with it because you will learn the right steps. You see, I knew then as a young mother with number 2 who was, well, they had this label on him, ADHD. He's now pre-kindergarten. I was not going to put those drugs of ADHD into my son. I was not going to, hey, young man, live out your prognosis of your life with this diagnosis. I knew there was something wrong, but I didn't know enough. I was just a young health coach, but I kept learning. I kept growing. I kept doing. That's what entrepreneurship is. And then guess what? That's when, in the blink of an eye, Stack, I'm sure you heard my fingers click. Things can change. Now, where did this happen? Because I believed one step at a time. Many of your guests have said this on your storied podcast, I'm sure. But I turned on the TV, and at that moment, when I asked for an answer, it was there. It was Dr. Hulda Clark, iconic pioneer with the Phil Donahue show, and she brought me into her life. It was like she was sitting at my kitchen table having coffee, and she said, it was a back-to-school edition. Well, why are these children labeled with ADHD? Maybe there's no diagnosis. Maybe they're just brilliant. Maybe they just need to grow into themselves. And I thought, I need to find a Hulda Clark. See, it came out of my mouth because it was out of my heart for my son. You see, it's that ACA cord, as I told you, Scott, this ACA cord that is the energy between a child and their mother forever, even long after it's cut. But they've done studies.
Jodee, you're telling the truth. That's the
I
truth.
know I am, because that ACA cord energy, Stack, with an entrepreneur is the same frequency as that physical ACA cord between a baby and his mother in the womb. Keep that heart passion going. Keep that flow going at that same energy level. You will never be wrong. So what did I do, Stack? This is 1984. No GPS, no internet, no nothing. I got in my car because Dr. Hulda Clark said I lived in Atlanta. Now, Atlanta, y'all, is not exactly a small city. But I said, I became like this female version of Indiana Jones. I got out there and I said, I'm going to find her. See, I put my heart passion out there, and I knocked on doors, which you wouldn't necessarily do now. After 2 weeks, I found her. I had my son with me. He was mighty cute. He takes after his mother. And I said, are you Dr. Clark? She said, yes. She said, who are you? And I said, I'm health coach Jodee, and this is my son. She said, I'm not taking any more patients. I'm semi-retired. I'm 70. I said, you will take him. Now,
Jodee, she said she was retired. Like, what?
She was retired. She said, I'm not taking any.
Jodee, I got a question.
Yeah.
Why would she say she was retired? Why would she say she wasn't taking any more clients? Why would she tell you she wasn't taking any more clients? I feel like that's ridiculous.
Well, because she felt like she wanted to retire. She was a retirement age. She was noted. She didn't have to do that anymore. When you get really good as an entrepreneur, you don't have to do what you used to do anymore. So my job was to convince her that she did. I said, well, I'm a budding health coach, and I got this certification. I started selling myself because I believed in my heart, that heart passion. No just means next option. That's an entrepreneur's word. I went ahead and I said to her, you're going to turn down this. Now, my son, like I said, he's mighty cute. He had this Dutch boy haircut, and he had this blonde, platinum blonde hair and these big blue eyes, and he posed. And we got in the door. And my life has never been the same because
Jodee, that's a blessing right there. Y'all got through the door. Y'all got through. You know what I'm saying? That's
what an entrepreneur. Yeah, excuse me, I didn't mean to talk over you, but that's an entrepreneur's mindset. You just go through the door because you just don't ever take no for an option. Fast forward. She was able to give me simple and easy protocols that absolutely changed the trajectory of my young son's life. Eventually, I said to her, Dr. Clark, I must be mentored by you. See, notice, Zach, I didn't say, can I be mentored by you? You see, that's a weak word, a hard fashion word.
You told her what you want. Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
I said, I must be mentored by you. She said, but I'm 70. And I gave her the question. This is heart passion again. I said, but what if, Dr. Clark, in all due respect, if I'm the one to take your vision and what you've done here to the next generation? That's why I love you, Stack, so much, because I too will be 70 in February. But I am giving you that are all in this 20s, 30s, and 40s my inspiration, my hope, my vision and wisdom so you can take it further. And she said yes.
And that's a blessing, Jodee. Jodee, before, I know you get into so much cool, dope ass stories and cool ass things for the podcast. Can you please plug in your new book and the new release? You already know we going in right now, and can you please plug in where to find that and how to and how everything came, because the podcast we going crazy, and you know the time, and I know you got some things to do, so talk to me, plug in, and
I'm going to plug it. I'm going to plug it. I'm going to plug it because this is why this is so important. What you say now will come about. You see, I wrote on a gold card with Dr. Hulda Clark in 1984. I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR. For those of you that don't know what the PDR, it's a physician's desk reference. It's on every desk, on every Western medical doctor's physician. And guess what has happened? Vision, heart passion, mission to fruition. Healthopedia, 40 world-renowned healers, noted authorities, practitioners, and experts on health and all 6 pillars of human existence: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial, will be released September 26th, Tuesday. Why? Because I found that same gold card. Oh yeah,
it's going down. It's going down. It's going down.
We have going down. It has already become an international bestseller. I will tell you where you need to find it, but you need to know this, because you never know where you've written a gold card. You never know where you've written it as a good book. So write it on tablets of stone, because that 1984 gold card that I found and that I wrote, that I wrote in Dr. Hulda Clark's office, and she's long since passed, of course. Guess what? I found it during COVID. I found out cleaning it because I was finding the same information for somebody that was a client of mine who was a parent and has a son that was off the rails with ADHD. I thought, there's a better way. I know there's something that Dr. Clark gave me, and out fell that gold card. The infamous gold card, as my husband said, this has been a long time in the making, but who knew? See, this is what I want to leave your audience with, Stack. Who knew that this was going to happen for me? Who knew that I was going to pen 6 books in the last 3 years? Who knew that if I started my vision as an entrepreneur, that 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost for people who have regained and reclaimed their health would have? Who knew? But if you start with your heart passion, everything will follow. Healthopedia, you can find it. It's health-a-pedia.com. You can click that button right now. You can register to get an alert when this book is available, and you can be the first. It will be one day on Amazon alone, that it will be free. Then we ask that you go ahead, get your download, get your copy, but then get the downloadable version, wait about 30 minutes because Amazon knows the tricks, then write an honest review. Read a story or two. Well, right now, we had 1 million people view us on Traverse TV OTC channel. There were 30,000 that viewed our 6 hours today of live streaming on Channel 55, the local CBS affiliate. It is on my YouTube channel. And yes, Stack, that's the next thing that you're going to see. Yes, that you're going to be helping me with as I renovate my website, because I'm this baby boomer. I don't know anything, but I know good people as resources. So you can go to my YouTube channel at Dr. Jodee. You can watch 4 hours tomorrow, and then Friday we'll line up with 6 hours with yours and my best friend in the whole wide world, and the CEO and founder of MYB Publishing, none other than Jay Nolan, will be our end-note speaker Friday.
Woo. Dr. Jodee killed it. I'm telling y'all. Listen, Stackin with Stack podcast. I told y'all, we here. Let's go.